So, it's the new year of 2024, and what have I accomplished from last year?
We're gonna kick off the year with some reaction videos starring the man himself. You ever wanted to see me laugh like I'm in the loony bin or lose my mind completely? Then come on over and see what happens when I watch The Legend of the Titanic and spam Banjo and Kazooie in a game of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And at some point after that, I'm going to be reviewing an infamous animated movie. It's going to be my biggest review yet, and it's going to be one that will make you feel delighted, because the movie that I'm going to rip into is the Emoji Movie. You know, that piece of garbage movie that put Sony Pictures Animation at the bottom for 1 year before the first Spider-Verse, and is considered as one of the worst animated films ever made? Later on, I'm going to invite you to tune into me as I take a look at a much better animated feature, The Emperor's New Groove. 2022 was indeed a garbage year, but for me personally, it was a big year in terms of animated features. I'm about to have watched over 20 animated movies from this year, and I'm going to review every single one of them, or at least the rest of them, all as part of Caleb Reviews. If you want to know my thoughts on the movies I saw from this year, or you've even seen the same movies I did from this year, then find out as I go through every single animated film that I watched from this year, and see if I could possibly survive the realm of chaos that is the animated Marmaduke. As Season 1 of Hamster and Gretel progresses and Season 2 rolls around the corner later, you bet your lemons I'm going to review Phineas and Ferb and Hamster and Gretel in the Danville discussion. And if I have more time while I'm doing my other content and other things in my life, I just might have enough to begin reviewing a subject that not many Dwampyverse fans will stop talking about, the Phineas and Ferb books. I'm going to collect every one of them once in a while, and I'm going to read them all and see how they are compared to the show they're based on, and when it's done, I'll assign them all with a roller coaster rating.
Yeah, some of these plans haven't aged well, and I'm pretty much going to be doing them this year to get all those incomplete plans out of the way. So anyways, 2023 was a treacherous year in society, with more screw-ups in the business, such as many of Disney and Warner Brothers' chaotic ways to celebrate their 100th anniversaries, as well as, oh my god, what have you done to Twitter, Elon Musk, and various failed attempts to implement AI in today's modern culture, and several corrupted governments the world over. But my 2023 was all over the place. I felt incredibly sick to my stomach for some of it, so I wasn't really able to get too much work done throughout the year. I sat through some terrible Disney live-action remakes and some terrible animated features, and being on Twitter has slowly taken a toll on my mental health, especially while the corporate heads at the site were stupid enough to bootlick an actual anti-Semite and a Titanic moron. But on the other hand, I was able to get some of the stuff I previously planned done. I also did some special artwork to boost my creativity. I started a new gaming series on YouTube and Twitch. I expanded my podcast to platforms like iHeartRadio and GoodPods. I started doing some fitness workouts at my local gym. I got to see some movies in theaters with the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Wish. I started having appointments with a psychologist. I made an upgrade to my soldier uniform with some real ostrich feathers and additional trimming, and started using it for cosplay purposes and in my videos, such as my Norm of the North 2 review, and I practiced doing some more cooking and baking for my own needs. But most of all, I got to spend some quality time with friends and family in my life, and I'm really grateful for it. So now, with my struggles and benefits of 2023 out of the way, what are my New Year's resolutions for 2024, and what are my other plans for the year? Well, for the content I have planned, of course I'll still be working on my Emperor's New Groove review, my 2022 animated movie reviews in a sub-series of Caleb Reviews that I am calling Journey Through 2022, and at some point I'll start reviewing the Phineas and Ferb books for the Danville discussion, since I have collected a good amount from my local thrift stores, and also downloaded digital versions of some of the ones I don't have physically on Apple Books. but I'm also planning some new projects like a video essay on physical media and why everyone should still support it in this day and age, a Phineas and Ferb fanfiction set during the Napoleonic Age, as a play within the story, a review of Disney's Wish, and some of you are probably gonna hate me for this because I in fact have an unpopular opinion on that particular movie, though I do still have some valid criticisms for it, a future top list, and the possibility of interviewing some of the people behind Phineas and Ferb, Milo Murphy's Law, and Hamster and Gretel on the Danville discussion. As for my New Year's resolutions, I've thought about this for a long time, but I haven't had the opportunity to do so, but because one of the biggest trends this decade is to fight back against greedy corporations, now's a good time to say it. My first New Year's resolution is to quit the sinking ship of a social media site that is Twitter. That means I won't be making any new posts or interact with people on there anymore, and I've been planning this since I released my Danville discussion episode on Hamster and Gretel episode 7, and instead I'm only gonna be doing stuff like that on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, DeviantArt, and Blue Sky. Now, I know that I've talked about every problem I've had with Twitter, as well as how a particular muskrat has been ruining its future since buying the site, but this is for my own good. I want to distance myself from some of the most insufferable toxicity on social media, whether it be with the god-awful Disney vs. DreamWorks wars, The Loud House, Illumination Entertainment, Disney Star Wars, Modern Simpsons, Modern SpongeBob, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, the Dwampyverse after Doofenshmirtz became part of Milo Murphy's Law, the toxic side of the Brony community, the toxic side of the Pokemon fandom, political news, everything like that. Like, even if Twitter was a utopia to talk about cartoons and other animation, I think the site has degraded into a wasteland of hostility to anyone in the world of animation, with both fans and animators all at once, where the vast majority of it is plagued with a giant population of bossy, ignorant, hypocritical,
overreacting, self-entitled, non-negotiable, overbearing, know-it-all, ill-mannered, backstabbing, egotistical, trash-talking, confusing, argumentative, selfish, toxic, oblivious, certifiably insane quacks
who only give a crap about their opinion and no one else's. One person of that kind that I can think of is Zaid Magenta, aka Misanthropony. Like, Misanthro's reputation really fell downhill after his original Last Jedi review series, to the point that he even made several sock puppet accounts and previously planned a video going at war against his harassers and calling out people for their opinions on Disney's Star Wars, Space Jam 2, The Last of Us Part 2, The Nostalgia Critic, and the Disney live-action remakes, although I do hate most of those. Though at least he's no longer on Twitter, and he eventually deactivated all his socials recently to improve as a person. And this is why I want to put my mental health first before trapping myself in the sea of hostile folks in the animation community. I want to train myself more to be less dependent on Twitter and more on the others, and thankfully I slowly am, so I won't need it for myself or for professional purposes, and I'm sure nobody needs Twitter at this point. I'm just gonna follow the footsteps of one of my friends, Tristan Michaels, pack my RV trailer, and hit the road to everywhere else I'm available. Another New Year's resolution I have is to make YouTube and Patreon my full-time job. The reason for it is because I've been struggling to find myself a part-time job in the public, and I haven't really been developing enough social skills. Plus, I haven't really made much more than about $10 every month from my current patrons. I am making some money on Patreon, but I'm still trying to attract more patrons so that I can make even more from the content I put out, like early access to my videos, podcasts, and artwork, my bi-weekly news feed, my behind the scenes content, anything like that. And my first step is to make a promotional video for my Patreon, which I plan to do this year. But for right now, if you want to support me over there, you can go to patreon.com/Caleb Dirksen and pledge any amount to me, starting from the bare minimum of $2 US, 3 Canadian per month, which is the drummer level. As for YouTube, I have way more than 500 subscribers and more than 3 video uploads in the last 90 days. The only thing I need to get to be eligible enough to monetize my videos now is 3,000 public watch hours or 3 million public shorts views. Once I do make it to 3,000 watch hours, which is more likely because I do more regular videos than YouTube shorts, that's when I'll be able to make money off of my videos through YouTube. So yeah, I want to work on YouTube and Patreon full time. So, those are pretty much my announcements for the year. Don't forget to subscribe for more animation reviews, Phineas and Ferb podcasts, gaming streams, and my silly sense of humor. And no matter how bad or good 2024 is gonna be, it's gonna be one heck of a year for this channel. So, with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, take it easy out there and have a splendid day. This is Caleb, over and out.